Streaming tonight, the Madz Talk Plus. With your hosts, Alfred John de Veyra, Patricia Cauilan, and Perlita Reyes. Together with our segment hosts, Enrico Lagasca, Katrina Marie Saga, Angelo Diamos, and Her Royal Highness, Queen Corona of Oriana.
Good evening, Philippines. Good evening, viewers to Madz Talk Plus. Good evening, Candy. Hello.
Hello, Alfred. Magandang gabi po sa lahat. Bonjour, tutti. What's up today?
So tonight, let's quickly give you a rundown of what you are going to watch out for this show. First of all, we have some very good news that is just in time for Easter Sunday. The Madz has something exciting and new to reveal, and we will talk about it at the end of the show, so you better stay on and don't leave us until the very end.
For the Madz sing-along segment, we are going to do a Renaissance song. As you have seen last month, it was a madrigal. Now we have some Renaissance polyphony. So get your music scores right now, and you can download it at the Facebook page of the Madrigal Singer Studio.
So there's going to be a lot of singing. Aside from sing-along, Coach Kat in her sing-out session has two guest coaches joining her. So a lot of learning for all of you to watch out for at the sing-out session by Coach Kat with her two special guests.
And last February, we had a showdown of tenors. You've seen that. So I guess, should we have another showdown this time? Yes, we might have another showdown this time with the basses.
And of course, all of these activities are wrapped around something which we call Madz Alumni Pay It Forward. And the biggest recipient, the only recipient of our Madz Pay It Forward initiative is the Madz Schola Cantorum, which is the high school scholars of the Philippine Madrigal Singers. And this year, even if there's a pandemic, we went right on and welcomed our third batch of scholars. So, tatlong batches na yung Madz Schola Cantorum. So now, without further ado, we'd like you all to meet our third batch from Madz Schola Cantorum. They will introduce themselves to you. Here they are.
Who are we? Sino?
Sino nga ba?
Sino kami?
Sino ba kami?
Sino ba?
Sino? Sino nga ba kami?
Who?
Sino nga ba?
Sino?
Who are we? Sino nga ba kami?
Who are we?
Who are we?
Sino ba kami?
Sino ba kami?
My name is Francesca Ota. I'm 13 years old. And I am kind of shy. I'm passionate. I am grateful to be here.
Hi, my name is Timothy Galos from Paranaque City. I am passionate, and I'm happy to be here.
My name is Jerwin Sylvester. I'm 17 years old and I am in grade 12.
I am confidently beautiful.
Hi, I'm Lovely Marie Villar from Santa Rosa, Laguna.
I am growing. I am a servant of the Lord. I am who Jesus say I am.
Hi, my name is Amy and
I am passionate. I am friendly. I am inspired.
isa sa mga new students.
I'm John Benedict Igonio. I'm 15 years old.
I am.
Marahil ay di nyo pa kami nakikita sa entablado.
Ngunit isa lamang sigurado.
Inyong maririnig ang aming tinig.
Dalisay.
Umaalam.
katanging-tanging himig.
Batch 3.
Kami ang
Kami ang Batch 3. Kami ang Batch 3 ng Madz Cauilan. Di po.
hindi po.
Hindi po.
Not really.
Never. Hindi mo aakalain na ganun pala yung magiging epekto sa'yo the moment na magtiwala ka and step out of your comfort zone.
Ever since I took theory classes on Madz Cauilan Cantorum, it helped me a lot.
There's just this different kind of joy that you get when you get to sing alongside people who share the same passion and commitment as you do in music.
Really believing that you can and that you will. That was just taking that first step towards achieving your goals as early as now.
Wag.
Huwag.
Wag.
Wag.
Huwag.
Wag.
Wag.
Isang araw,
Nagising kami
sa gitna ng isang pandemya, sa bahay nakahinata,
tulog, kain, ligo, aral.
marami pang iba. Hindi mapigil ang damdamin at aming sinubukang mag-apply sa eskwela. Napakaraming hamon, kaya ba namin to? Ngunit di namin papakawalan. Tayo na sa Paskola, sa puntang napupuno ng higaya. Marami mga sulok ay magtuloy na ubos, at di kami titigil upang nais namin ay makuha. Tayo na sa Paskola, pamilyang tinutubok ng musika. Araw-araw ay muli babangon at magtatanghal, ipagpatuloy ang pangarap.
For your information, that is the batch 3 of the Madz Cauilan Cantorum. You can see how young they are, how clever and creative they are in making their videos. But I would like to know more about them. Alfred, what did the Madz batch 1 and 2 do?
So the Madz Cauilan Cantorum, they joined us for 4 years, 3 to 4 years. So they study choral singing under the tutelage of Mark Carpio. They study music theory, and then we give them piano lessons and voice lessons. And when they get to their 3rd year or 4th year, they go from group voice classes to actually individual lessons in piano and in voice. Yes, one-on-one voice lessons pagdating nila ng 3rd year. So now our first batch is actually going through one-on-one voice lessons. And with who? Their voice teachers are Madz alumni who have donated their time to teach the next generation. Ito na yung ating Madz alumni pay it forward.
Oh, so this must be online lessons if they're not near the Philippines or if they're far away.
Yes. In fact, the pandemic gives us a very beautiful opportunity because then there are so many alumni all over the world, and no matter where they are, kahit sa Manila lang, traffic is not an issue. The alumni have generously volunteered to teach these young kids because then distance and time doesn't become an issue anymore. So you can we have voice teachers, Madz alumni who are living in Europe and in USA and different parts of the city or the Philippines, and they come online to teach the kids. So blessing in disguise with the pandemic, because suddenly it's such a small world after all. So our first showcase for you, the product of this mentoring by the Madz alumni with the scholars, is Madz alumna Jackie Jimenez, who's based in Michigan, and she is mentoring
Maristela Veneracion Alcudia, who is the daughter of Diday Veneracion, also a Madz, and the granddaughter of our very own mother, Ma'am O.A. Veneracion.
So enjoy this performance.
Hello everyone, this is Jackie Jimenez, alumna of the Philippine Madrigal Singers, batch 2008 to 2013. And I am teaching Stella Alcudia under the Paid Forward initiative of the Madz. So what is Paid Forward? It's sharing what you have learned. It's like you've learned these things in music and then you are just passing it on to the next generation. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm teaching voice to this very awesome girl, Stella Alcudia. What's my experience teaching her? It's beautiful. I learned a lot from her, and I hope she learned a lot from me. And so far she's doing great. I just want her to embrace her voice more and not, to imitate other singers. And that's what she's doing. And I want her to just enjoy music because she has that seed already. She has that gift. I'm really definitely enjoying teaching her. So yes, pray for this Paid Forward initiative, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for supporting the Madz all these years. And yes, enjoy your duet. I present to you Miss Stella Alcudia.
Lord, make me
In the Madz Schola Cantorum, the program or the curriculum is designed and directed by our choir master, Mark Anthony Carpio, and he had specifically leaned on a very important principle laid down by our founding choir master, Professor Veneracion. What did she say? She said that all the singers must be trained as soloists. So all singers in the Madz are encouraged, are pushed, are convinced to go and take singing lessons, plus go and learn an instrument. So ito isa sa mga important foundations to improve the musicality. So we transfer this principle into the curriculum of the Madz Schola Cantorum, and that is why our scholars also, when they reach the third year, they now do one-on-one lessons in voice and in piano. So all of those scholars go through that. So can you imagine how many Madz have volunteered to teach, because we are leaning on so many Madz alumni who have given their time and their hearts and their passion to nurture the next generation. So we'll feature more about the pay it forward of Madz alumni later on and in the next episode as well.
Speaking of online lessons or lessons in voice, well, I'd like to remind all of you viewers that you can also do some online lessons or have a replay or review the past editions of the Sing SOS of Kat, because in there, she gives you tips for how to sing, how to breathe, and everything. So I'd like you to do that. You can do it at YouTube or Facebook. Now, for this SOS segment, we have a very special segment for you, because Kat will be singing with two other of her batchmates, sopranos, and they will give you also some tips on singing.
Here is Coach Kat with Sing Out Session and the three titas.
Sing Out Session!
Hi there! Welcome back to Sing Out Session with me, Coach Kat. And today I have with me two of the best sopranos in the Philippines who were also my batchmates in the Madz, Miss Bernadette Mamawag and Miss Charlene Ramos. And together we will bring you some tips and tricks for all you singers out there through the example of the soprano voice. Stay tuned!
In order to hit better high notes with ease, you really need to build your vocal strength, and you'll get that through right vocalizations and of course with proper guidance. That is why it is really important that you have a voice mentor, because once you're on stage, you draw confidence on what you have been trained to. You will start to trust your body, because once you're there, all you have to do is inhale, keep this expanded, open your mouth. As you open your mouth, drop your jaw, and make sure the tip of your tongue is behind your lower teeth. Careful with the position of your tongue. Okay, so there. Once you're there, inhale, open mouth, and sing. And make sure to smile. Every time I prepare for a role performance or any concert recital, of course, the first thing I need to do is to study my notes well. But aside from that, I really make time to study the character of the role I am portraying. Kasi it will be easier for me to coordinate my text and my notes together. We have to take note also, for every song we sing, we are portraying a role. Knowing your character will really help you to interpret your text, your music. Kasi ika nga sa Tagalog, you know kung saan ka huhugot, because you know where your character is coming from.
So for kids to discover their head voice, I usually start by asking them to yawn and to emit that sound of yawning. So for example, and then I would ask them to go higher and higher. And also, I'd ask them to look at their soft palate while yawning, because the soft palate would go up and that would help you sing in your head voice. Hi everyone! So, I interpret obligatos by going to the text of the music. Like for example, in Comme d'habitude, there's this phrase that says, I will pretend to smile even if I know you're not mine. So, the entire time that I'm singing my obligato, dun ako humuhugot. I go to that pain. I go to that emotion. And for example, for non-nobis, it says that, not unto me, but unto you, Lord. So, I go to the text of the music. And of course, for long lines, it is important to have a good breath support.
Vocal power relies on three main aspects. Number 1, breath control. Number 2, relaxed vocal instruments. And number 3, interpretation.
My message to future choristers and singers is to keep on dreaming, keep on singing. I know this pandemic has prevented us to be together and to sing together, but let us not make this a reason for us to stop what we love to do. For us musicians, music is in our blood. It is the air we breathe, and we cannot live without it. So, learn as much as you can via online lessons, perform online, so that when that day comes that we can rehearse again and see each other again and perform on stage, we are ready. Keep the fire burning.
To you who love to sing, embrace whatever voice you have. Use it to express yourself. Share it first to yourself, and then from there you learn how to share your music to others genuinely from your heart. So just keep on singing, and of course keep on learning. So there, keep on singing from your heart.
Thank you to all the students who enrolled with me and with my co-sopranos here. You have been a source of inspiration and hope for all of us to go on and strive for excellence. And we hope that you will continue to give joy to everyone, especially to your family and friends, and inspire everyone to hold on and stay strong and live each day with love in our hearts. Keep singing.
I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear a command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection
everything.
I've got gadgets in case most are plenty. I've got who's it's and what's it's galore. You want thingamabobs?
I've got 20, but who cares?
No big deal, I want more. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water no matter how hard I try. Do you wanna build a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman. Go away, Anna. Okay, bye.
I know you, I walked with you once upon a dream. But if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once the way you did once upon a dream.
There's a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams. Someday my prince will come. Someday I'll find my love, and how thrilling that moment will be when the prince of my dreams come to me.
Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart.
Hearts don't fail me now. Courage don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear or how the world can seem so vast on a journey to the window is open, so's that door. I didn't know they did it anymore. Who knew we only need 1,000 salad plates? For years I have roamed these empty halls. Why have a ballroom with no balls? Finally they're opening up the, what's that word again? Gate?
Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be a part of that world.
It's a dazzling place I never knew, but when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. What I give to return to the life that I knew lately, and to think I complain of the dull provincial town.
And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, for whether we are white or copper skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain.
Need to paint with all the colors. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on. Impossible Things are happening every day. Stay, let the storm rage on. Impossible, things are happening every day.
Sing out session.
So last February, you saw the Salmineo Malaki on the show and the Edward Grandos on the show. It was not a showdown. It was rather a showcase of these two great Madz tenors giving their time to mentor the current Madz tenors. So ito yung kanilang pay it forward. So the Salmineo Malaki was mentoring Jello de Amos, is mentoring Jello de Amos, and the Edward Granadosin is mentoring Adrian Calagian. So ngayon naman, it will be a showdown. Kaya, Alfred, of our bases, Jonathan Zaenz from Berlin and Enrico Lagasca from New York. Showdown kaya to? Stop! Hindi yan ako. It's not a showdown. It's not a showdown. I made a mistake. It's really something that the tenors have done last February. It's always the Pay It Forward project of the Madrigal Singers, where the Madz alumni would give lessons to the Madz now. But before that, let us have Jonathan and Annie, or Enrico, in a short chat.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Enreconnect. Tonight, we have a very special guest, premier Filipino-based baritone, Jonathan Zaenz. Welcome to Enreconnect, Kuya Jonathan.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Enrico.
Jonathan is based in Berlin, Germany, and is a full-time musician there, a fellow Madz alumnus who is, I think, the gold standard of success and excellence for us, to us artists. Kuya, I admire you a lot. We all do. Your story is something that many people, again, myself included, look up to. How it all got started? Like what was your history? How, when, what made you move to Berlin and pursue this career?
And my grandmother told me this. My life since childhood just went straight, no detours. Music from the start. So I went to the Philippine High School for the Arts, and my teacher there was already Mrs. Veneracion, Andrea Veneracion, COA. And then I went to college, conservatory, some music, UP College of Music. And afterwards, of course, I was a Madz all those years. And then I went to Germany in 1992, right after graduation from UP. And from then on, I stayed. That was also my aim, to stay in Germany and to practice my profession, that is singing. I wanted to sing. You have to follow your destiny. It is given to you, it is laid down to you like a roadmap. You don't really realize it, but with guidance, with people around you, like OA, teachers, friends who would encourage you. They put you in the right track.
One of the things I love most about your artistry is, on top of your beautiful voice and overall stage presence, is your commitment to what you sing. Like how you produce this beautiful sound and your use of color to communicate text. Your way of captivating audiences is something, you know, every artist aspires. So what drives a Jonathan Zines in a performance? Or like what's in your mind when you're on stage?
First of all, I see singing as an abstract form of art. It's not a guitar which you can touch and play, or the piano where you can feel the tastatur, the keys.
Yeah.
Singing has a lot to do with your imagination. Of course, you go to the conservatory to learn the technique, but you don't stop there. Yun ang natutunan ko kay OA, which I now also propagate when I teach. We Catholics, we do this. We make the sign of the cross. And when you're a singer, it's this gesture. 1, 2, 3. So it does up here. Your head and your apparatus, that's the technical side. But you have to merge it with this. So it's a similar gesture to the cross. But it's 1, 2, 3. Indulge into what the character is, who the character is.
This segment is usually the one that is more serious sa Madz Talk Plus episodes, and you know, I thought maybe we could go light this time and just, you know, play a little game.
Yeah, just like my weight.
The rule is easy. I'll quickly ask you a question and very abruptly, instantly answer it as fast as you can. No.
How many 2 seconds na naman na?
How many 2 seconds or 1 second? Okay, so are you ready?
Ready.
Ready. All right. Question number 1. Jonathan does not drink blank.
Alcohol.
Favorite Filipino breakfast?
Daing.
Oh my God, daing. A favorite soprano?
Leontine Price.
Bach or Handel?
More Bach.
More Bach. Good answer. Sharon Cuneta or Nora Honor?
Nora Honor, Bicolana.
Ah, wow, proud.
It runs to my blood.
When you were with the Madz, which song did you enjoy singing more? Loy Kratong or Pasigin?
Pasigin.
Pasigin. Hi, sweetie. Jonathan needs how many hours of sleep?
6 hours at my age.
25.
26 na lang.
That is, nga pala, 27 kasi ako. Do you have Instagram?
No.
Are you going to start an Instagram?
No.
No? First country you will visit after the lockdown?
Philippines.
White or dark chocolate?
White.
White chocolate. So, speaking of breakfast, you said daing earlier, diba? But if you were to choose, tapsilog or tosilog?
What's tosilog? Tocino. Tosilog. I'm on the sweeter side.
What a sweet. Kaya pala white chocolate. Sweet. Sweet. And last but not the least, complete the sentence. Araw-araw, gabi-gabi ay blank.
Masaya.
Ay! Thank you so much.
Thank you, Enrico. But I just want to return the compliments. Your voice is also my idol.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And thank you for being here. And I hope someday we'll see each other again. Maybe when I visit Berlin. Berlin is one of my favorite cities to visit. And,
You are welcome. You know where I live.
I do. I'll just knock on your door. Thank you again. Take care. And I'll see you again soon. Maraming salamat.
Enrico and Jonathan have graciously offered their talent and time to participate in this Pay It Forward program of the Madrigal Singers. Following next is Enrico's trio performance with his two boy students, that is, our present batch members, Mane Martinez and Lenico Buela, performing a very special arrangement of a Visayan folk song, Ahay Tuburan, by Nilo Alcala, also a Madz.
Aside from Enrico teaching current Madz singers, Jonathan Zaenz is also mentoring another singer from the current batch. But we hope to feature his performance with his student at a future episode of Madz Talk Plus. Kaya abangan natin yung estudyante naman ni Jonathan Zaenz. Kasi suspense, ayaw yata mag back-to-back with Enrico.
Wow, ganda naman ng mga duets nito. At ang swerte-swerte ng mga Madz ngayon or mga Schola Cantorum. You see, when it was my time, I also had Madz alumni to tutor me. I had Gay Kinizio and Ida Gamboa, but I had to, forge traffic just to reach the College of Music. Anyway, they're so lucky now because of the heartfelt time and effort that this alumni are doing just to mentor the Madz present batch.
Do you know that there are probably 20 or 25, maybe even more, I haven't counted, alumni who have graciously volunteered their time and their talent to mentor the scholars, Madz Schola Cantorum, and the current Madz members. So ito yung the past generation taking care of our future generation. What a wonderful gesture. So thank you very much to our Madz alumni. Truly, once a Madz, always a Madz. Maraming salamat sa inyo in behalf of all the scholars and the current Madz for doing what you do best, mentoring and passing on the joy of singing.
Thank you. Anyway, hinto muna tayo sa singing. Baka gutom na kayo. So let's eat, Alfred. Let's eat.
So we are going to do something. The other thing that the Madz likes to do is not just to sing, but the other thing that we like to do is to eat. So we'll take you behind the scenes to something that many of you, most of you, maybe all of you have never seen before. Unless you were around in 1968, then you must have seen something like this. If you were around in 1999, you must have seen something like this. But after 99, guaranteed, never before seen by the public eye, one of the grandest and most joyful and exuberant performances of the Madz. Kedi?
It's the biggest secret, the Madrigal Dinner.
Have you ever been to the Madrigal Dinner? The Madrigal Dinner is a traditional Renaissance feast with fine gentlemen and ladies seated around the banquet table, singing freshly written songs or madrigals to herald each course of the meal.
The very first Madrigal Dinner of the Madz was staged by then choirmaster, national artist, Professor Andrea O. Veneracion in 1968 at the UP College of Music. Evoking the same Renaissance banquet from where the Madz got its name, the singers were decked out in fine Renaissance frocks and sang the traditional madrigals to introduce each course of the feast, which consisted of salad, roast beef in lieu of the traditional Old English boar's head, flaming pudding, and the punch which replaced the traditional eggnog on a wassail bowl.
Another Renaissance-themed Madrigal Dinner was staged in 1999 at the former Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which ensured that the banquet was as delectable as the music.
One of the grandest events to cap the 50th year anniversary of the Philippine Madrigal Singers was probably one of the most uncommon one too, a superlative concert with no applause, because there was no audience. No one from the public was around. This was the biggest Madrigal Dinner, the banquet of December 2013.
The singers, past and present, all resplendently garbed in gold-themed finery, descended the grand staircase of the CCP lobby as they were announced by heralds, batch by batch since 1963. Both fine cutlery and music scores awaited them as they seated themselves around the many long banquet tables.
The chatter was just as loud as the singing because there was a lot of catching up among longtime friends during this festive Christmas reunion of Madz past and present. The singers feasted on a sumptuous meal befitting one of the great Madz tradition, the love for glorious food. But also in the great Renaissance tradition, the guests, all Madz, had to first sing the madrigal that preceded each course, and the empty dark halls of the CCP that wrapped around the brightly lit main lobby resonated with delightful renditions of their best loved madrigals and songs.
And again, in the great tradition of singing freshly written music for the banquet, the Madz sight-read a new composition, Lux Eterna, the newly completed work that Aili Matthew Maniano wrote to honor Madz founder, Professor Andrea O. Veneracion, who passed away on that same golden year. Imagine the magnificent crescendos and moving pianissimos, wrapping the singers in joy. And it was just all right that there was no audience, no public. The joyful palpitation of their hearts at the end of each song was the only applause they had.
In July 2018, the Madz gathered again, this time to make it a more regular tradition to celebrate Ma'am OA's birthday with a madrigal dinner.
Just as always, the singers gathered around the food, still finely dressed in their best Renaissance outfits, singing songs before each course of the meal, while endless chatter, jokes, kamustahan, and conversation crisscrossed across the very long banquet table. With no audience in attendance, the banquet echoed with boisterous chatters and exuberant singing.
This behind closed doors, no audience concert of the Madz, with just the Madz family gathered to make music while sharing a meal, is perhaps one of the treasured memories of any Madz member, to keep warm the bonds of this growing family connected by song. The madrigal dinner is now a family tradition among those whose lives have been changed as they sat in the semicircle of music.
Once a Madz, always a Madz.
The Madz went overboard, not only for singing, for eating, or for chatting, but they went overboard also in having the best costumes ever.
So you will see here our best in costume awardees for 2013 Madz dinner. There is JC Paesuse, there is Mavic Llamas with her iconic Queen Oriana. Diyan po nanggaling yung bakit namin tinatawag si Mavic na Queen Oriana. Nang dahil sa costume na yan, there is Bernadette De Leon and Leo Mascareñas, all decked in gold, as befitting our 50th anniversary celebration. And this time, you will also see the Best in Costume awardees of the Madrigal Dinner 2018. Can you identify who these are?
We would like to have your participation in this part because we would like you to imagine yourselves around a table with us, with your scores of what you have downloaded, and singing with us this polyphonic Renaissance song.
This is a work by the Renaissance master Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina, and it is entitled Peccante me quotidie. So, time for you, viewers, to join us as Jela Diamos, our segment host, and Mark Anthony Carpio, our choir master, takes us, all of us, through this music in time for this special season that we are observing. Let's all sing.
Hi, welcome to Madz Sing-Along. I hope you were able to download the score and prepare for this episode's featured song. But before we go into music making, here to talk about polyphonic music in the Renaissance is our choir master, Mr. Mark Anthony Carpio.
Good evening, everyone. Last month, we gave you an example of a madrigal, specifically a Renaissance madrigal. Today, we will stay in the Renaissance period, considered to be the golden age of polyphonic music. What is polyphonic music? The word polyphony comes from two Greek words, poly meaning many or multiple, and phonos meaning sound or voice. In simplest terms, we use the word polyphonic to describe music that consists of two or more melodic lines which are relatively independent of each other. This is different from monophonic, a term to describe music where there is only one voice being played, sung, or heard. Also different is homophonic, describing music where a predominant voice, one clear melodic line, is accompanied by other voices that simply provide harmonic support. There was a time in the history of Western music when practically all composers wrote in polyphonic style. I am referring to 16th century in Europe. This style is very much evident in the sacred vocal music which was meant to enrich the liturgy. In observance of the Lenten season, we chose to present to you an example of a motet, a sacred vocal polyphonic music. Peccantem me quotidie, a penitential motet for 5 voices, was written by one of the most important composers from the 16th century, Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina. It opens with a second tenor presenting the motif on one note per syllable. Peccantem me quotidie, I sin daily. The soprano imitates this a fifth higher, with a slightly wider interval on the first 2 notes. Notice how Palestrina immediately makes use of melismas, several notes on one syllable. Although the first tenor imitates the soprano, the melismatic passage is now even longer. The alto, however, enters as simply as the second tenor did, 1 note per syllable, but this time opening with a fifth on the first 2 notes. The basses imitate this in the same way. Well, almost. This imitation is something characteristic of polyphonic music. You will find it throughout this piece. Try to listen to how the different voices imitate each other on each of the lines of the text. However, there are 2 lines in the text that Palestrina decided not to treat polyphonically. Perhaps he wanted to put more emphasis on those lines. I think it's better if I let you discover by yourselves which lines are those. More than anything, motets like the one you will hear were written to assist the people in their prayers. We hope this one will lead you to contemplate on our need for repentance and salvation that can only come from God.
So it's time to say goodnight for yet another episode of Madz Talk Plus this March. But before we go, we would like to thank, first of all, the Madz alumni who have given their time and their talent and their commitment to taking care of the next generation. As I said earlier, it's not just the singers you see tonight, but there will be more in the future episodes because there are more than 25, I think, Madz alumni who are paying it forward by teaching the next generation. We'd also like to thank all of you, our viewers, who keep tuning in, whether on this time or keep replaying it. Maraming salamat sa mga guests natin, and most especially to our segment hosts. There is Coach Kat, and there is Jello Diamos for Madz Sing Along, and there's Enrico Neck. And what are we saving for last? Nasaan si Queen Corona? Ay, Queen Corona is on a much-deserved royal holiday. Kasi mainit pa yung yung Oprah Royal
Oprah.
interview. Kaya sabi niya mag-lie low daw muna siya kasi mag-royal holiday muna. So Queen Corona will join us next episode. So, Candy?
Before we say goodnight to all of you, our viewers, we would like to announce to you that we will be losing a very, very good friend of ours. With a very, very heavy heart, we would like to say our thank you to our very good friend, who is also our sound tech, audio tech, video tech in this Madz Talk streaming. Jordan, you will be missed by us. Thank you, Jordan, for
Maraming
all the
salamat,
work and the
Jordan,
time.
Maraming salamat, Jordan, for your contribution to making Madz Talk Plus a reality. Thank you for running the studio, for taking care of all of our students, and we wish you all the best in your next opportunity. This is not goodbye. This is just to say we'll see you around the corner soon. So now,
thank you.
As we
Thank
said
you for your sacrifice.
Thank you, Jordan. And now, as we say, finally, good night. Sabi namin at the beginning of the show, the Madz has something exciting and new to announce to you. So here is the Easter good news of the Madz to close tonight's Madz Talk episode for March 2021. See you.
Good night, everybody.